Gosh, have I been waiting to talk about this topic for quite a while. I haven't gotten around to it, but now here is the time when I do this, alright? So, let's get on to the high school rant. Okay, so the first point I want to get through is waking up very early in the morning. And what I mean by that is, if you are in high school, if you guys are in high school, as of this point, if you guys tend to wake up at around, if you guys tend to wake up around 6 a.m., 7 a.m., maybe even 8 a.m., and you guys, are doing your stuff like brushing your teeth or eating your breakfast, you don't have time for that because school start real early in the morning. I'm not gonna do my school's time, but let's say if a school was to start at around 7 a.m. You have to wake up maybe 1 or 2 hours earlier than you would to even get ready for the day, which I think is kind of a load of BS because students are not ready to get up in the morning. They are tired. They don't have enough energy, and plus, during that time frame, during that time frame, students are not like quick as they are. I know I'm not the fastest when it comes to getting ready for school. Like I said, you don't get as much time in the morning than you should. So I believe school should start maybe, I would say, at least 1 or 2 hours later. Maybe if a school were to start at around, I would say maybe 11 a.m. to maybe 2:30 p.m., I would say. That gives you about 3 hours of school. Yeah, and I think reducing the 8 hour time frame to go to school is best because students are not as tired and they are not like burnt out from everything they have done in that 8-hour day. So my point is, make schools have a later start time and make schools get out earlier in the day. Now the next point I want to bring up is the time crunch to get to classes. And what I mean by that is, let's say if you get out of a class, maybe let me say, for example, world history. So you get out of world history and you realize that class is over, okay? And what you are left is maybe about 2 or 3 minutes of passing period to go talk to your friends or to say hi to somebody or to go on check your locker if anything you need for your next class is going or something like that. You don't get enough time, which is maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes before the bell rings for you to get to your next class, which typically if you are late and the bell rings after passing period, you're probably marked as tardy after that, which is BS because you didn't get enough time to talk to your friends or to get things out of your locker. That is just, why make that like a genuine thing? And I get it. Students can probably skip like Like, if students were to skip the class intentionally, then yeah, I get that. But if students are not going to skip intentionally, or if students are running a little bit late, then give them a little breathing room, because it's it's hard enough that they have to go to 8 hours of class per day, and they have to deal with the stress of grades and the stress of things that are going on, like grades, the turning your assignments in, stuff like that. That that can put a lot of pressure. So, I think it's best that you guys give more time for passing period. Okay, so the next point I want to give is the amount of assignments that teachers give you. And I'm not blaming the teachers for handing out assignments. Listen, I know it's their job to hand out assignments because it's part of the curriculum. But they probably hand out maybe a bunch of assignments, like maybe 2 or 3. And what I believe that could lead up to, so let's say if you have a class like, let's say if you got a animation class or a videography class, and you have about 2 or 3 assignments for the videography class, let's just say that. And what you have to do is maybe write a 10-page paper on how to record, how to do everything there is to know about recording, what equipment you should use, all that stuff like that. And they give like a due date. They give maybe about Friday or maybe about Thursday, depending on what they feel, or next week, depending on how they feel. They can give you like a time frame for those assignments. Now, I say limit the assignments to maybe one assignment per week. And why I say limit one assignment per week is to me it feels like these assignments sometimes they help, but in certain cases they don't help. And what I mean is that students need to explore things for themselves. And I believe it's better if you just give at least one assignment per week, because that gives them a week to explore the subject on their own. And there's not a lot of pressure when it comes to assignments and turning them in, since they get like a week or two to turn them in. So I believe it's best that that they that you that it's best that assignments are there at least once a week. That's just about how I put it, because it gives enough time to learn the concept in the classroom, but also to like give students more of a way to learn the subject on their own, is what I'm saying. Okay, the very last point I want to make on this, and it's not to say that I'm going to blame anybody for this, but it's the constant saying of how school is important. And yes, I get it. School is important for certain things like a job or life skills. But to be honest, who has used anything they have learned from school in maybe about the 4 years that they have gone through high school. Has anybody used them? No, they have not. And the constant sayings that maybe about teachers or some people like that constantly try to say that, oh, school is important. Listen, if school is that important, then why aren't we teaching things like folding laundry or mowing the lawn or learning how to diversify in their passions, or or maybe something like better productivity, or something like making your bed every morning, or getting your shoes on, or tying your shoes. That is something that you will probably need. Geometry, chemistry, or maybe biology is probably what you don't need if you are not interested in that stuff. But if you're interested in that stuff, go ahead. It doesn't matter. You can learn about those subjects. If you're interested in it, then go ahead. Follow your passions. But like I said, biology and chemistry have a lot of things to do with the real world. They do. But if you're not passionate about it, then there's no way. Then you just won't need it, actually. So I have a passion for video creation, or I have a passion for animation. Chemistry or biology is not gonna get me anywhere with that, or maybe physics is not gonna get me anywhere with that. That sort of thing. I feel like people should just drop the high school is important and focus on those things that I have discussed in this main point. Thank you, and thanks for watching.